Good evening, everybody. Good night, or no, good evening, I think is what you say when you say hello.
Talking Dirty
with Maestro.
Not just numbers,
not just stats.
it's about what they mean.
I'm going to send to you the information.
Talking Dirty.
Hello and welcome to Talkin Dirty with your boy. Me. So contrary to popular belief, your boy is not on the run from ICE agents. The FBI did not raid my house. No one's proved about the snack room yet, and just in general, it's a beautiful day. So I thought, let me yell at my people while I got a chance. No, seriously. The layup invitational here this weekend and going into next week is a huge tournament for a lot of different people. And I want to have that conversation with you because I'm going to talk more about the teams that I really want to see something from more in the second half. But the first half, I just kind of want to do a little straw poll. Okay. I know a lot of you looked ahead at the schedule, so you already know who's playing who and when and whatever, because I know you guys do your homework. But if you haven't sort of peeked ahead or yet, and you're just taking everything, one game at a time, or you're doing what you do, how many of you know exactly who's performing this weekend into next week? How many teams can you name? But more importantly, how many teams can you name that you think have a legit chance to make this happen? Now, again, this is not about being mean. This is not about anything else other than just reality of it. What have we seen so far this season? We've seen really good teams during tournaments that are only one day, mind you, start off really well. And then what starts to happen? The start of the season, we saw the physical breakdown. We just saw the teams look like they were getting tired toward the end of the tournament day. But you think about it, you have your two pool games. Then you go from that to your semifinal game. Then you go from that to the championship game. So that means if you've done what you're supposed to do, you're playing 4 very intense games, including the championship game. And that's physically demanding. Your body gets warm, your body cools off, your body gets warm, your body cools off. And I don't care how old you are. I don't care what's going on there. That's rough. That's rough on the body. As the season moved forward, what do we start to see? We start to see more consistency from the teams playing to who they were, with a couple exceptions of some teams that played really above where they were, which is awesome. And unfortunately, not so awesome were teams who were playing below where we thought they were. But it wasn't about the physical then, was it, fam? It's about the mental, right? So the reality of that part of the game is this. This is the first major spread across multiple day tournament that some of these players will have seen ever. But certainly everyone is seeing for the first time this year. Which means it's more like a mini season, right? 2 games on one day, 1 game on another day, into the semifinals, et cetera, all that stuff. Quarterfinals, semifinals. And this is the last real test before we get to the last dance, which is a whole nother conversation for us. Our reality, though, as we look at these teams and we're seeing what they're trying to do, is this. And I want you to think about the question I asked you at the start. How many teams do you think that you can name right now without looking at the list that have a legitimate chance to take the tournament this weekend? And how many teams, when you look at the list, you say, oh, wow, I didn't know they were playing? And I'm asking it that way for a reason. I'm asking that way because the reality of looking at this particular tournament, this is a true gauntlet. It is a true test across the table of what you're bringing to the floor mentally, more importantly, and physically, somewhat importantly. There are some teams that, quite frankly, need to play. They need to play and show everyone else that, you know what, we've been doing our homework, we're doing what we need to do, we are ready to perform on the level everybody's been expecting of us. Everybody from our ownership group, our fan base, more importantly than anybody else. Sorry, ownership group, don't mean to disrespect you. But also the support group that has been working for these teams. Now, y'all know without a doubt, Maestro is the biggest fanboy for every team in SimWorld Prep. I make no secret about it. I have no shame about it. I'll do it in the end of the week because I want to support all you guys. I want to see all you guys move forward, and I want to see all you guys play on the highest level of basketball that you can play, and I appreciate the effort that you guys put in to do this. But you guys also know Maestro's going to say that's not quite your game, not because I'm disrespecting you, but because I'm trying to help you see your view and what you're trying to do and what's working, what's not working for you. So now if something's not working for you, that's not a bad thing. You work on it and you get better. It's really simple. You're not a good free throw shooter. What do? Go shoot free throws. But don't just throw balls up to the rim. Work on your technique. Work on your rotation. Do all those little games that you do to make sure that you're consistent every time, that the shot is the same every time. And that's what I'm saying about that's just a microcosm of what I'm talking about for this upcoming weekend. These teams are going to be tested on a level they've not been all season. Worse for some of them, they have absolutely no wins to show for this season. I shouldn't say no wins. Yeah, I can say no wins. Sometimes you have to learn how to win before you learn how to play. I know what that sounded like. Just give me a second here. Winning is a part of your preparation and practice mindset. Back to the mental part of the game. What do you need to do to be successful in whatever your scheme is? How do you rotate that scheme into a point where you can execute it regardless of who is in front of you? And then more importantly, however you deal with whoever's in front of you, if you play good on good, and if you play win on win, and you come out on top, you should win the game. What happens is, and I'm going to say this, for teams who have not won, they tend to start thinking about when we win this game when there's 4 minutes left to go in the game. And whether it's conscious or not, there's a downshift that happens in the gears, right? There's a downshift that goes on that then all of a sudden that other team that might have won or is not looking at the score, just trying to play good on good in every play, trying to do what they need to do in situational basketball to come out on top, doing what they need to do to make it happen. And next thing you know, the team who hadn't won at all, who had the lead with 4 minutes left, find themselves underwater at the end of the game. Are we going to see that this weekend? What you guys think? Are we going to see a team that hasn't maybe necessarily performed to their level this weekend come up and surprise us as we get ready for the last dance? What do you think? You know the deal. Holler at your boy. Let me know what you think. And let's talk about some specific teams on the other side.
Thank you for listening to the Maestro. Want to get involved? Bring it.
dropindiscord.gg/SimWorld Hoops.
If you have the brain, join as a coach. If you have the game,
join as a player.
see the game,
be
be the game. Now, back to the maestro.
Sorry. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And welcome back to Talkin Dirty with your boy. You know what? Don't give me the seatbelt thing. The state I drive in, if you're in a truck, you don't need a seatbelt. Besides, just in case the feds do pull me over, I need to be able to jump out and run as fast as possible. But you know what? That's that full service, and I'm talking the Secret Service. All right? So let's be cool about it. Snitches get stitches. All right, fam? No, just playing. So here we go. Teams that Maestro's looking for this weekend to do what they got to do. The North, want to get it out the way. The North, with so many obstacles in front of them, I really want to see them pull something off this weekend. I really want to see them put themselves in a position, despite of all they've had to overcome, to be successful throughout the weekend into next week. Other teams that have their identity, but I would really like to see a little bit more happen, the Yacht Club. I know the Yacht Club has played very well this year, but to me, they haven't played well as what we see them capable of. And I know I'm picking at nits, okay? I want to get that out the way. But why am I picking at nits? Because of the talent, more specifically the brain trust that I see running the Yacht Club. I really think that they have a lot that they can put on the table. Quite frankly, Beasts of the East, I think, are one of the teams that have very little to worry about. They've been strong all season. They've played very well. And I shouldn't say they don't have anything to worry. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean it that way. What I meant is Beasts of the East probably comes in with the best set of standards ready to perform on that level this weekend where they can actually match good on good with everybody. Latin America, I would really love to see Latin America make a real run. And I'm being selfish about this. Why? Because in my brain of brains, I really think Latin America has the next set of group of talent. And so let's go and get this out the way. Latin America, yes. The North, yes. I bring in Europe. Why not? I bring in Europe. Those teams have done the almost good enough, can be better, boy, really we got stuff going on moments that have just brought us right to the edge of the toy in the Cracker Jack box. But we opened up and it was empty. Not because of a failure, mind you, but because the organization is really efforting to put things together and to show us what they have. And quite frankly, to be commended in the case of not only do they have to go distances to play other teams, they also have to work with, I'm not going to say a different set of talent base from what we're able to recruit from and build from. That's not a knock, it's just reality, which shows you how good the talent that they have actually is. More importantly, how good the leadership is when the leadership is there. And again, when I talk about the North, you know what the North has gone through for a while here. You know I've always pulled for the North. Again, all due respect, the North has shown me more. Those players on that bench from season to season have shown me more on that bench than a lot of other teams have shown me that they have a lot more wins. The other side of the table, just some teams to think about, how I'm really curious ultimately how they're going to play out is let's just say this for what it's going to be. Heartland Zombie Stars, very strong team, correct? Have performed well this year, not quite got us to over that hump that we want to see them get us to. I think this is another weekend between them and Beast of the East that their strength is going to show out. I think the other teams are going to have to find a way to make those teams their target standards, put themselves in a position to be successful, put themselves in a position to kind of play through this weekend. And lastly, and I know I'm not going through all the teams, but I'm just kind of letting you know what we were talking about before. Another team that I really want to see, I'm looking forward to getting a really good look at where they are, and that's the Scorchers. I'm really looking forward to see the Scorchers on multiple levels give us that quasi-transition game that when they get going and they play well, that's where they live. Their first matchups are against teams that are really good in a half-court game. So how is that going to play out? I'm really curious to see how that's going to work. And I think the Scorchers is another show-me team for this weekend. You know the deal. Holla at your boy. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you want to think about it. Let me know how you want to talk about it. Who do you see being those teams that we should be looking at this weekend? Who do you see being those teams that we should say, hey, you know what? This is my dark horse. So that's it. Give me a dark horse team this weekend. Don't give me a favorite. Give me a dark horse team this weekend that you think is going to see it all the way through to the semifinal, if not championship game, and going to give us something to go, wow, did not see that coming, but boy, wasn't that really cool. Holla at your boy. You know the deal. And no matter what, because you know I'm not doing it, today being proven, never let Jason Bourne borrow your car.
Like I need to talk to somebody.
Thank you for listening to Maestro.
Thank you again for checking out Maestro. Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind. See you next time.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.